You better say that shit out loud. It felt like a Kanye moment just a while ago.
Yeah.
We're all slaves in our minds. Like, what? No.
Mentally,
Yeah.
I'm already in the cell. So
yeah.
what's one more cell to go sit down in?
The Podical sound.
Podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Not your average Joseph. Marvelous.
It's ridiculously funny.
Howdy ho, I'm Marvelous.
And I'm not your average Joseph.
And we are the Podical Sons. Let's start the show. Like, comment, subscribe, all the above, all streaming platforms possible.
All
Podical
that.
Sons podcast. Podicalsons.com is the website, and at the socials to participate in the polls, especially on Instagram and Facebook. It is Podical Sons.
We are here.
Start the show. Also, do remember the So Say the Sons page is us as well. It's just remove the humor and just straight motivation for you if you need it.
Yeah, because sometimes
there,
we're a
you
bit much. You know, we understand that.
We get that.
I mean, we get that.
We get that.
Yeah,
but then the facts that remains and stuff is that there's undeniable truth in the things that we say.
And that's what it is. That's what it is.
That's it. How are you feeling today, sir?
I was trying to beat you to the punch with how you feeling question, but since you got me, I'm feeling good, man. The week's been full of surprises, but you know what? I'm glad I'm here. It's another Sunday. You know, I'm got up smiling, and that's what it is, right? You get up smiling, you start the day positive, and hopefully it just continues with you. So I'm good right now. I'm good. How about you, my friend?
I'm great. I don't got no complaints. The week was kind of damn. I just thought about it when you said the week. I was like, I had a lot of things going. I didn't want a lot of things going. It still was going.
It still was going.
Well, because the 28th was the day. Like it made 2 years of my father dying, and it's my aunt's birthday, Auntie B's birthday,
right?
And one day,
right?
And then, I had a lot of other parts and stuff, moving parts stuff at work to kind of deal with. Friday, my little man. Saturday, check one of my good friends, and today, another cousin's birthday. So it's a lot of movement.
A lot of movement.
Healthy movement, a lot of movement. So yeah, no complaints though. Just
good stuff.
Bobbing and weaving.
Good stuff.
And making sure I'm staying hydrated until bust the move and get out there. You know, I like to give a special thank you to me. I always wanted to say that. It's so ignorant.
It is. It's very ignorant.
Give a shout out. Yeah, can I give a shout out to myself? That dude who said that.
It.
I have to figure out who that dude is on a stack of Bibles, because that's the wildest shout out ever. But sometimes you just need that little thing and stuff, whatever. And if you could be your cheerleader like that, because a lot of these people, some people are depressed and they can't even channel that energy.
Right, yeah.
Somebody got to do it.
Somebody got to do it.
So I'm not mad at that, man.
No.
Get to the polls?
Yeah, let's shoot the polls.
All right. First poll of the week says, are woke people a problem in our society? Where do you think they stand?
I'm gonna say no. I think the crowd believes no. I said yes, but I think the crowd was on a no.
The crowd said yes.
The crowd said yes.
67% said yes.
Okay.
30% said no.
They usually go against.
Talk about it. Why would you? Why you think that? I'm with you on the yes side.
Yeah, no, because I'm like a lot of these things, like I was mentioning last week, was you know, these rules that we're now being forced to accept are part of the woke culture, and I don't think without the woke culture, they would be able to push it as far as they pushed it at this point. You know, going back to the unisex washroom, like. Okay. I have a problem if my daughter...
Somebody calls it a gender reveal washroom.
The gender reveal washroom.
I died when I heard it. I died. I was like, a gender reveal? They're like, yeah, because, you know, men and women can go in there, but if you're outside, you don't know what sex is going to come out there.
You have no clue.
Oh, it's a man. Surprise. You got to lift up the seat now. He probably peed on it.
Right.
Or it's a woman, you'd be like, you expect blood on the floor.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I was like, you're absolutely fucking right. The gender reveal washrooms as you were.
Yeah, and like I said, I would hate for my daughter, since she got to use the washroom, and I can't go in, because I'm past that stage of her needing me to use the washroom.
Right.
But it's fine for a man to just walk in after her and use the washroom.
So yeah, I see that. I can't remember his name of his club. I have it in my head, but I can't say it. It can't click to me. But let's say, for example, I've been to a club now.
Right.
And when I was like, where's the washroom? They pointed to the washroom. I saw women doing their makeup in the washroom.
Right.
And I saw dudes leaving out the, let's say the no urinals.
Okay.
But just go in and close the door, type of toilet. And I was like, is this dual? Like, when I saw it for myself, it was different. But I was like, the women who were doing makeup and everything, it was like they felt safe.
Right.
So if they're like they felt safe, then I think everything's all good in the hood.
Yeah.
Because I would think that if I'm more like I don't if I was a girl and I went to the washroom, I'm in there washing my hands, I see a dude just walk in there and just go in, I'm looking like, what the fuck is going on here?
Right.
And I'd be like, I might feel unsafe.
Yeah. I would think so.
You're in there, you go in, like say a woman's going into the washroom. And right before she goes in and stuff, whatever, she hears the door open and stuff for her to come into the main area.
Right.
Right before she goes into like the stall itself, she sees a guy walk in and goes to a stall. So now while she's in there, she's like, oh my gosh. And then the guy might be like, hey.
What you doing in your ear?
How's it going? No, the creep. That's the creep thing. Be like, how's it going? You smell nice. Like, she's freaking out in there, man. Come on.
She's freaking out.
So I'm like, if they feel safe, I'm okay.
Yeah.
The women don't feel safe, I'm not fucking with it.
It's funny because when you watch like a TV show, and sometimes they might show like it might be a corporate setting, and then it might be a corporate building. The washrooms are usually posh, and they're usually unisex washrooms.
Are they?
Yeah.
Name a show.
There's some that shows that I've seen. There's one particular lawyer show. I can't remember where
Don't say Suits.
No, I don't think it was Suits. We're both men and women. They would use the same washroom, but those washrooms, a lot of times, it's not like a whole bunch of people can use those washrooms. Like it'll be like a set of urinals or a set of toilets. It may be one or two, but they'll be unisex. Maybe 3 or 4 on that same floor, but they'll all be like anybody can use those washrooms, right? But even then, I would tend to think like if you have like a set of washrooms that anybody can use, I could see after a while, like certain washrooms, like women will probably just use this particular washroom and know that they use it because 90% of the time they might run into a woman. And men might use it, but even though it's unisex, they might use this washroom because 90% of the times they might run into like a man. And I almost equate these things to like the barbershop and hairdressing salon. Like sometimes you're in a male's washroom. Sometimes the perspective in there, the conversations that's happening in there when you're amongst other men, it's gonna be about men things. I'm assuming the same thing when women are congregated in the women's washroom. The stuff they talk about might be more along or less, the sense of women things. So it might just even be just from that factor that you might want to separate the sexes alone.
I don't know. Like, and the reason why I hear your point. I just look at it as it's a safety thing because I talk to everybody, right?
Right.
So I'm looking at stuff. If I went into the washroom and a woman went to the washroom herself before, and then she walked into a stall, I walked into another stall. She's like, oh. I'd have been like, some weather we're having. Like, what's wrong with this creep? But I was like, no, it's just, I would have to talk. Like, I'll say this. I only feel uncomfortable to talk to another guy in the washroom. I feel comfortable only at the sink.
I was about to say, yeah, the sink conversation.
Only at the sink.
Yeah.
Right? So if I'm in like a unisex washroom,
right,
and say there's like about like 5 sinks, I'd probably like wash my hands like, how's it go?
Good.
Would women find that creepy? As you found like, oh shit, nah, it's cool.
You're right.
Whatever, then I'm like, all right, because I know, let me say this, for myself, I might be in a different kind of landscape and stuff for there, but like, let's say you like what you like, right?
Yeah.
So let's say picture a woman didn't like my appearance.
Okay.
Right? And then I say like, how's it going today? She was like, fuck, this guy trying to rape me. Like, trying to grape me? Like, like
Yeah.
the safety thing.
But, okay, so going back to so when you say that, right? Going back to the washrooms in like corporate settings, that's probably a little bit different because like your coworker. You know what I mean? And you may have you may feel safe around certain people or certain coworkers. So maybe that might be a little bit different. But to be going into a washroom with a complete stranger that you have no idea what this person's about, yeah, I would be on guard.
I'm always on guard. Like, so in my building, we have a newer building, but the older building, there was this same area where you can get to HR and some other buildings and other departments.
Right.
This washroom was damn near anorexic.
Okay.
So it's like it's a little teeny tiny little type of washroom and stuff. So I think there's one sit down like commode and there's one stand up stall.
Right.
There's a sink and there's paper towels and like you're in and you're out.
Yeah.
And it's like pinched.
Yeah.
Whatever, right? So now let's say the person inside the commode is coming out and you're on like the urinal and then, you hear the flush and you just finished pissing. Now it's like a traffic jam at one sink.
Damn.
And then you look like, who's you? Right? Because I want to say most of the employees that work at our hospital and stuff, we were like lanyards.
Okay.
So at least if you see the lanyard, you're like, okay, I might not know this person, but I know this person is staff.
Right.
This area, however, because like I said, HR is there and stuff, so people come there to apply for jobs and all that type of stuff.
Right.
So now, and then I think the TTC public transit thing and stuff kind of comes through there and everything as well. So you get a plethora of different people.
Right.
So now I went to go use that, whatever. There's one guy, he's in a suit, can't speak a lick of English. So I was looking like, is this an assassin? Like, I wasn't too sure.
I'm Jaguar.
I was so perplexed. So I'm like, it's just a safety thing. That's all I'm concerned with. Now, back to the woke thing. To me, woke people, I feel like is a major problem. Because I feel like most woke people that I come across, they work with anecdotal information.
Yeah.
But they can debate and argue their ass off. And because they have this skill, it seems like they're right.
Yeah.
So think about, we'll say something woke. Okay. All right. Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
And I'm not aiming or shading Black Lives Matter, but let's say like...
You're going to use this to prove a point.
Yeah, let's say Black Lives Matter and stuff is out here, right?
Right.
I want to say when it was people marching and saying it,
right,
it's one thing. When you have the group and the embodiment like behind it, now you can say like, oh, okay, it's not just a herd of people, it's actually an organization and stuff, whatever now, right? And then when you see the faces of behind it now, you're like, okay, we would like to speak to these peoples and stuff, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Tell us why it's wrong how you treat us and everything. Like, all right, but convince us.
Yeah.
And then if you're articulating your words in a type of manner, you can get the job done.
Compelling argument.
If you have your stats and facts, I don't consider you a woke person. I don't consider you a woke person. I'm sorry, like anybody who has the stats and the facts, when you come with anecdotal thing or you're talking about feeling,
right?
I feel,
this
ain't the place for it. And I think a lot of that has like infiltrated into like government places, businesses, certain worlds and stuff like that, right? Like I look at it as where, again, going back to washroom stuff, right? Where, like even like part side and stuff that I guess like the LGBT community would say, you're not loving us. That's not right. We're people too and everything. We're not saying that.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so what if they just created a washroom for the ones who identify with LGBT,
Right.
right? So you have traditional men, traditional women, and I guess you stick to that washroom.
Right.
But they look like, no, I identify as a man, I will go here. I identify as a woman, I will go here. Don't tell me what to do. But I'm like, but you wanted this.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't want this stuff, but I'm like, somebody argued for you guys to saying that we're not treating you as whatever. I'm like, equality, that word for me, some like along the line and stuff is dying.
Right.
But I feel like equity is what everybody keeps pushing for.
Yeah.
Because we're not equal. And then again, when you get into certain type of worlds, you have to understand you drawing a line.
Yeah.
But people want to make it seem like I haven't driven a line and stuff, whatever. I want access to everything. No.
Yeah.
I can't say I hate Chinese food and stuff, whatever, and then go eat some spring rolls and stuff, whatever, somewhere else. I've drawn a line by the statement, or I've drawn a line by my actions. Right. So I'm like, actions speak louder than the words. What was you saying? Like I said, a good portion of them can debate their asses off. Like I want to say, especially when it comes to the dope thing about the internet is that if you're looking for something to fit on your side,
you'll find it.
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 And it's dope. It's dope that, let's say, if a person can articulate themselves, speak, kind of figure out, like, okay, this is what the stats are. Let me see if I can manipulate it or, like spice it, change it to make it more palatable to the people to kind of fit my argument and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because I look at it stuff as where a lot of people I've heard, they said, have you ever tried to talk to the cop when you get a ticket? I was like, no. They're like, yeah, you can articulate yourself out of that if you have the skill.
If you have the skill, right.
If you have the skill.
Yeah, if you know what you're talking about.
Well, not even if you know what you're talking about. Like, all right, check this. One day I was with one of my peoples and stuff, right? Peel region. The man, it was a rolling stop.
Okay.
Cop was, let's say on the next street over to the right.
Right.
Right? But he was up some more. So he's getting ready to come towards the stop sign. It's like a 4-way stop sign. And then he realized and stuff that, like, he only just did a little skirt. Yeah. We're in the car now, right? But then when we saw the cop, like, oh shit. He's like, now I think, bleeped. Right? Cop walks up and everything now. So I'm looking like, all right, granted, this friend, like, if people want to know purposes, like, this friend like he died. He is Indian.
Okay.
Descent.
Okay.
But he's fair skinned.
Okay.
He's one of those fair skinned Indian types. So, like, if you see him, you don't know, like, if you're like,
right. You could pass.
Like, I want to say when he was younger.
Yeah.
And he had more hair, he looked Spanish.
He's like Nikki Haley.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So pull over now. And he's looking up at the cop. So like, Indian dude, white and black dude, right?
Right.
White dude came to the car. It was a white cop. He's like, whoa, he said, whoa, you're going there light speed and stuff, whatever, right?
Right.
So then my friend now just starts doing the Spock.
He did the Spock. He gave him the Spock.
And he did this. He's like, I'll be more mindful of my stop. I do apologize. The cop.
Right.
Now does it back.
Gives him the Spock back.
Give him the Spock right back. He's like, I appreciate you. You guys be safe.
Okay.
No ticket.
You
have to be able to manipulate and, I guess, change the dynamic and stuff with some things. I think a lot of people don't. I think either they're blinded by their bias or they just already have a disposition already kind of preset.
Right.
For me, my disposition is kind of preset.
Yeah.
Until I have conversation.
Until you have the conversation.
Right? Because I'm looking like, what the fuck? It's because I'm black? And then when we get up to it and stuff like that, be like, oh, hey. I'm like, no, I kind of realized it. And probably like, yo, it happens. This is just a warning now.
Yeah.
You need to just, slow down there, you Thundercat.
Right.
Oh, you remember that show? I remember that show. Have a good day.
Keep it moving.
You got to be able to talk, to debate. I think people, we come into this point where people feel like they don't need people, so they don't know how to talk to people.
Yeah.
Everything is stuff straight text, so they can't articulate to save themselves.
You know what? You know what I'll add to that also? not only knowing how to articulate yourself, but also how to carry yourself.
Like demeanor and
because if
sure.
because if the cop walks up to the car and you look threatening just by how your posture is, he's not gonna approach you differently.
I like the way you say that. We'll get to that.
All right.
We'll get to that part, whatever. It ain't over on that aspect. But yeah, 67% said what people are a problem in our society. On to the next. Next question of the week was, is gentrification a bad or a good thing? What do you think?
I think if you're rich and you own the buildings, it's a good thing.
And if you don't,
if you're poor and you live in one of those buildings, it's a bad thing.
Ooh, okay. So 71% said bad thing.
Yeah.
Now why? Let me hear this, man. Talk about it, man.
Well, a lot of times you're getting displaced, right? And they say, hey, first and foremost, they're revitalizing the community. No problems with that, because a lot of times the communities that they're revitalizing are in desperate need of repairs, right? So
that's what I was looking at as a good aspect.
Right.
Continue.
They are in desperate need of repairs, right?
Right.
But when those repairs are done, they come at a cost. So
Correct.
what you may have been paying before,
Mhm.
if they're not willing to give you a discount or a percentage so you can remain staying there, chances are that you can't afford to now be in this area because of the gentrification. So a lot of times, and this has happened, actually a good example of that is the city of Brampton, right? When they were gentrifying places like Jane and Finch, and there was another section, I can't remember exactly. I'm not I don't think it was Parkdale, but these were
Is Jane and Finch gentrified?
certain areas when they were doing like certain areas, and even now, or maybe it's maybe I'm thinking of what's happening in Jane and Finch now. Maybe it was Parkdale at the time of Parkdale, but it was some places where there were lower income housing, and now they want to take over that area and revitalize that. So
like Regent Park.
Yeah. So what they were doing was,
okay,
because of the city of Brampton was not majorly populated and it was still needing growth, they were giving the residents opportunities to buy affordable housing in the city of Brampton.
So let's say the people now who are living in like these places, let's say Regent Park, right?
Right. So let's say
they got first dibs.
Did
they get first dibs?
They didn't get first dibs, but they would get like an incentive to say, okay, you know what? If you come out that side, we'll give you like $30,000 towards the mortgage, or you know what I mean, $40,000 towards the mortgage.
That's not bad.
That's not bad, because you're leaving one place to own a house at another place, right?
Right.
But you couldn't stay in the neighborhood that you were leaving, so it's not even like to say, well, how about you give me that $30,000 and I just stay where I am and buy one of these new places. They want them out of there. So now these new places, what they're spent the money on, they can attract new people now to cover the bills of what they spent. Right, the price goes up on the infrastructure. Sorry, the prices go up on where people live. Stores come in the area, they charge more rent for the stores that's coming in there. The area is gentrified, right? It's now the value has increased.
Correct.
Only now you can't afford that new value. So as opposed to just throwing you out on the streets, they'll say, well, okay, that city over there needs developing.
So,
and I don't got a problem with that, with stuff like that. It's when they're not giving you that option, because that's what happens in certain situations where you now got to find a place to live. And
so, okay, so my question to you is that if, let's say I'm the government, right?
Right.
I'm assuming it's the government.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If I'm the government, I'm telling you 30,000 outside the area because I know I'm planning to put like maybe some condos or some stores and stuff like that within that vicinity.
Right.
Or like tourist attraction shit, whatever the hell I plan to do with the area. And let's say I do put some houses and stuff there. you want 30,000 and first dibs at the spot that I'm planning to take. I don't think the negotiation and stuff would probably even work well like that. Because they're like, if that was the case, it'd be like, no, we won't give you no. How about we give you 5,000 because you didn't own anything.
Right.
Because I remember there was I want to say a subway station. I want to say St. Clair, like one of the young in St. Clair, like or young in Eglinton vicinity, probably young in St. Clair area.
Okay.
There was a station there recently kind of redone and built, and I knew somebody lived in a building over there, and it was a low-rise apartment building at the time.
Okay.
Right. She said TTC is coming in to buy the building and stuff like that. Right. Now she got to find somewhere else to live.
Right.
I'm like, check, that's not fair. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, you don't own the building.
Yeah. You don't.
So the owner got bought out.
Yeah.
You're the tenants of the owner of the building. So if you don't own anything, how do you think you can be able to negotiate on the table?
There is no.
And this is what I'm saying. So if you're a Regent Park person moving to Brampton now, whatever, no, we're giving you this.
Yeah.
So you can think, but I want this to use it. But you don't own anything. You don't own anything because we own something and stuff, whatever. We came to you with a check.
Right.
But we're giving you an incentive to go the fuck out there because of your previous address.
Yeah.
I don't think they should be complaining about not having first dibs.
Yeah,
but But there was people that was looking like, that's not fair. Why you want to kick us out of our
of
vicinity?
course. Yeah, well, yeah.
Own some shit. I don't mean to sound like a dick, but for real, if they owned it, you have a stake in the matter.
You have a stake in the matter.
If you don't own it, whatever, you don't have a stake in the matter.
Not at all.
I think for me, gentrification and stuff is a good thing because of
The
stuff like that. The revitalization. It does suck for most Black people who might be in these like low income places, and I'm not just honing in on Black people, but I look at it stuff as where as a Black man, I feel like some, not all, have a open demeanor to have to welcome new people.
Right.
Like I look at it stuff as like there's some Black people and stuff that would invite Caucasian people to a cookout. Right? And there's some that wouldn't.
Yeah.
Right? I look at it stuff, if you are one of the types that would invite the Caucasians to the cookout and stuff, whatever, I think you should probably be there and stay in that vicinity of the gentrification and stuff. Because not only you're making it kind of welcoming and stuff, whatever, but they can see a side of us that whatever media or portrayal that they have,
right?
They be like, yo, this ain't that bad.
Yeah.
Because remember like Brooklyn and the bricks?
Yeah.
And the cobblestone streets and stuff like that, whatever. I want to say the Cosbys kind of just made it aware to me. Because I wasn't living in New York and stuff, right?
Okay, right.
So I'm like, when I went to go and I saw it for like myself, I'm looking like, this shit is not like a Negro neighborhood.
Right, yeah.
Whatever, right? But it worked because you had Black people in these areas. You had Caucasian people in these areas. You had some Latino folks and stuff owning some spots and stuff there as well. And I'm looking like, we need each other.
We need each other.
So I'm like, I don't really think gentrification to me would be a bad thing, so besides the repositioning.
Right,
But
yeah.
if you own some shit now, whatever, you have a stake in the table.
Yeah.
If not, you just take a pat on the back and just be like, all right,
on the back.
Take your 30K incentive.
Sayonara.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
All right, let's get ready to rumble. Well, let me simplify this. What's next for guilty Trump? Sorry, Donald Trump.
I still think he's up for the presidency, man. I still think.
Confirm.
I still think he's gonna win.
You say he's still gonna win.
I still think he's gonna win.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't think the liberals have done enough for the voter confidence to still be there in them. And especially if it would be different to me if it wasn't Joe Biden running for another term. Like if they had a fresh face up there, I would think, yeah, you know what? Trump messing up too much. He's not a viable candidate to take over for the presidency. But I think people are just tired of Joe. Maybe not even the liberal policies, but just Joe himself.
That's so funny. The man's name is Sleepy Joe, and people are tired. that was in my head. I was like, Smooth, you dropped the ball here.
Yeah.
I got this.
There you go.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're far off because presidency is a popularity contest.
Yeah.
I think my issue and stuff is where this sets a precedent. And
sure.
I know America still thinks like they're the baddest country and stuff on the planet. Like no one can fuck with them and everything like that. But
right.
There's something about Russia and China don't sit too well in my stomach. Like they're looking like, yo, you think it's sweet. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, I sat down in one of those black men business symposium calls. And one of the things that they were talking about is what does the future hold like in the next 20 years from now, right? And they were saying like
regarding to what?
In regards to like the global leaders.
Okay.
And you know, how are our kids gonna fare in the next 20 years from now, right? So what they were basically was saying, they were putting us against China. And I think one of the things that he was saying is China graduates, and I want to get the numbers mixed up, but I think he said 700,000 engineers a year.
700,000 engineers
a year, while the United States of America, and I'm probably getting the numbers mixed up, but it's something similar. While the United States America graduates 700,000 people a year. So, how much of that? How much portion of that are engineers? It's small, but
so hold on. Say the numbers again. China, how many?
700,000 engineers.
Yeah, and America
700,000 in total. That's all the disciplines included.
Oh, you're talking about just graduates in general.
Just graduates in general, right?
There's a lot of motherfucking liberal art good degrees out there.
But that's what so that's what he's saying. He's saying, listen, in the next 20 years,
America might have just only like maybe like let's say 10,000 engineers.
So goes,
maybe if that.
Look what you're going up against, right? So then he goes, so why is this? He goes, let's look at the leaders of these countries, right? So he puts up a picture of the leaders of China, like the cabinet. All men, ain't nobody smiling. They all look like ex-gangsters, right? And they all look like they're in it for one accord. Then he throws up a picture of Canada's cabinet. They're not like us.
They not like us?
Let me just say that. The two pictures in comparison, it looked like, yeah, like if this was like a basketball, like final championship, yeah, China gonna win 4 games to nothing. It's just by looking at the picture itself.
So okay, what makes it different? Like that they're not like us. Explain, like what? Like did they get the background on these people to say like the Canadian people are engineers? Are they just lawmakers? Like what did they say special about the Canadian cabinet? Are we talking about like Prime Minister's cabinet?
Just looking at them, everybody looks like they're in their own world. Just the picture alone. I'm just looking at the picture alone. I don't even know what these backgrounds of the people are, right?
Okay.
Everybody just looks like they're in their own world. You might have 2 or 3 that look like they rock with the same ideas. 2 or 3 over here rock with the same ideas. It looks like over here would have a lot of infighting going on. While over here on China side, everybody looks one accord.
No, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, so he's like, well, who do you think is gonna run a country better? Look at he goes, I'm not even telling you what they do. Just look at the pictures.
I mean, a picture's worth 1,000 words.
A picture's worth 1,000 words.
You can't judge a book by its cover.
You can't judge a book by its cover, man. But just looking at the pictures, I was like, if I want to, if I want people to lead my country, it'd probably be these guys because they look like it's all business first.
Stand on business.
And he's like, these people are graduating 700,000 engineers a year.
Just engineers.
Just-
That is phenomenal.
Engineers.
That's what I'm saying. You can't sleep on them. You can't sleep. Like, something like, yo, America still thinks like they're the baddest country and stuff out here, and you're hearing shit like this, whatever, right? It was like, I always find the concept so funny to me with the whole social medias and whatever they use up over there, like the kind of clones.
Right.
They're looking like, oh, you guys have Instagram? Yeah, we want a China only version.
Yeah.
Facebook, we want a China only version. So I'm looking like they're not leaking shit, whatever. Remember, their TikTok, our TikTok stuff is even just different.
It's different.
And I was like, you can't sleep on them. You still can't think you're the baddest thing in the baddest fish in the pond.
Outside of the Asian community, how much people really know about WeChat?
Not too many.
Not too many. And the only time I hear about WeChat is when I'm amongst my Asian coworkers.
Really?
Yeah. I don't hear anybody else talking about WeChat.
No, I think the people I know, you're right. You might be onto something. Because his girlfriend's Asian. Never mind.
Okay.
So she probably got him onto it.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I was
you.
like, no. There's a Caucasian I know. He's the one that always tells me, yeah, I was looking at some shit on WeChat and like, calm down.
Our customer base is predominantly Asian.
Okay.
Right? So we have a regular WhatsApp and we have a WeChat.
So people might like send like complaints or issues or questions
Right.
and stuff
Yeah.
to the WeChat.
We have customer service, Cantonese and Mandarin.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at that either. But I'm just goes to show you.
You're already an employee.
Just goes to
What
show
the
you.
baddest nation on the China, I'm telling you, the Chinese, they've mastered their game. They've mastered the game. Like,
They mastered it.
I wouldn't be nothing but black, but I can appreciate what out of the race game.
Yeah.
I still don't know how like Caucasians are like still top dog.
Yeah.
And I only think of it like black people would be Kendrick Lamar. Caucasian people would be Drake.
Right.
And the Asian folk, that's J. Cole.
That's J. Cole.
Because the Chinese, I always look at stuff as like, we have nothing but the best over here.
Mm-hmm.
We have everything what you guys want and then some. iPhones was designed in California. They're built in China.
Built in China.
COVID, when they had the makeshift hospitals go up to like Mora and Pestle hospitals, like a matter of time.
Yeah.
They have abandoned buildings in cities and stuff, whatever, and everything like, because they had too much engineers. And they were like, hey, we could build that shit elsewhere. Just leave these raw buildings. You saw that? It's like a graveyard of apartment complexes and stuff for there. And there's skyscrapers. So I was looking at stuff, I was like, yeah, these guys is doing it.
Yeah.
These guys is doing it. They got the game mapped and mastered out, whatever, like efficiently. And I was looking like, they could have did it with a takeover, but they're like, no, one kid rule.
One kid rule.
One kid rule. And that slowed down the population. China was once number one
in the population.
With they had the most billion people.
Yeah.
They had 1 billion people.
Recently India just took them over. Was it? Yeah.
India. They don't have a one kid rule. Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
So yeah. Damn. I don't know. We'll see what happens and stuff with Trumpet himself, because I do feel like he can win. Like, I've learned from the Hillary time not to underestimate him.
Right.
And I always said, like, when it came to this whole presidential election and presidential race and stuff, it really is a popularity contest.
Popularity contest, yeah, for sure.
All the way. So if people don't like you, the people don't like you. And I think Sleepy Joe, I think a lot of people's, like, his trust and popularity was not what they expected. I think, consider what the fact that he used to be with Barack. and the fact that, you have Kamala.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like he has no problem working with black people. He used to work for one now. He employed another one and stuff, but he missing the mark. People hearing about it, word of mouth. We always talk about this stuff. Like has a heavy effect. That's it.
Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, even right here at home, like I feel the same way for Trudeau. Like Paul, I think that Paul Polivier or Pierre Polivier, whoever the other, I feel like he has a chance simply because he's going up against Trudeau.
That's it. Just being there.
Just being there.
Just show up on the stage.
Yeah.
You're a new face. We don't know nothing too much about whatever.
Right.
Like deep, like I'm like scandal wise. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Fuck it. We got something.
Yeah.
And then when somebody be like, think about all the fuck Trudeau bumper stickers and the signs and what happened since the pandemic and how it rubbed people the wrong way. All the bad that he didn't end up addressing or fixing.
Right.
And they see a new face, they're like, Trudeau, not Trudeau. Not Trudeau has my vote.
Not Trudeau has my vote.
So yeah, we're gonna see what's up.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
I think, but Trump, what scares me is that it sets another precedent where you might have more convicted felons looking like if they want that seat. There's nothing so far in the Constitution saying you cannot,
You can't. There's nothing.
So it'll be a matter of time. You might need a former drug dealer president.
Jay can run. Jay-Z.
That is a hell of a joke. Jay-Z for president. I am not mad at the
I'm
vision.
not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
The Jay-Z now, definitely.
Yeah.
But
again, it's a popularity contest.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
If all you got to do is hide the person you were in the past.
Which rapper would you choose? You would choose Jay-Z? You could choose any rapper to be a president.
I'd probably go with J. Cole.
You go, oh, that's like a good choice.
I'd probably go with J. Cole.
Keep it a buck. I probably... if I'm going to do it, I would say...
J. Cole or Killer Mike?
I was gonna say KRS-One and Killer Mike as a running mate.
And Killer Mike?
So it'd be like KRS-One. Like I need somebody like, and I don't even need. I'm so greedy. I feel like I would like somebody and stuff to at least have season time to see some changes,
right?
And to say like, like the Wu-Tang song, "Can't be so simple then."
Yeah,
like the ones that kind of came from no shade to like Killer Mike, but I would look at stuff as where. You need a bridge between the old and the new to make it happen.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
So I would feel like that would be it and stuff, whatever. And we'll see what to do. I have a story for you.
All right, let me hear it, man. Story time.
Have you heard the story about the man who killed the 17-year-old with an AK at prom?
I'm thinking of something different. I'm thinking of the dude who got rejected by the 17-year-old and he ended up killing her.
No.
Okay. So this is something different.
So this is with a father.
Right.
His name is Douglas Barnes.
Okay.
Douglas Barnes. He shot and killed a 17-year-old girl at her high school prom.
Wow.
But it has layers.
Okay.
When I was fed that, I was like, damn. I'm like, what did he shoot her? And somebody like, AK-47. I'm like, damn. I was like, this guy should be put down. They're like, the caveat is her father's a cop. So I'm like, yeah, that gives no right. Her father's a cop who killed his son.
Okay. So this is an act of revenge.
Yes.
Okay.
So like during the 2020 time,
right?
His son was 19 at the time. It was a routine traffic stop. Got pulled over. Son got kind of belligerent.
Yeah.
With the police officer.
Yeah.
White cop. And in the process, like he was giving like the IEDs and everything, he kind of moved fast.
Mm,
I found somewhere that found like the footage
right.
from the cruiser, and from the cruiser side, it looks like quick movement, and then you see the cop reach for his gun, and then he fired the shots.
Right.
Right? Yes, in 2020, we had a lot of the racial tension between Black people and police and everything as well.
Yeah.
And I felt that, and so we were kind of watching all the cases at the time. Let me speak
Right.
for myself.
Yeah.
I was watching most of the cases. Cop was acquitted.
Right.
No suspension, he was acquitted
Right.
for the situation. Nevertheless, a father still lost his child.
Yeah.
This father had the vendetta, did the research on the daughter, and went to her prom and shot her with an AK a few times and killed her.
Mm.
Then put the gun down and waited for the cops to come take him. He said, eye for an eye. Now you know how I feel.
Right.
Was justice served?
In his eyes, yeah.
I'm sorry for putting this much pressure on you and gravity.
No, justice wasn't served.
Okay.
Justice wasn't served because, and the reason why I say that is because the 17-year-old who had her life taken shouldn't be responsible for what her father did.
Okay. But I'm gonna interject.
Yeah.
And I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah,
You know how I do it.
Yeah.
The sins of the father reflect on the daughter. This has been given, this is tale as old as time.
Right.
Yes. Most of these kids don't deserve these things, but their parents cast these sins on them.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's a difficult one. I would have rather, either exact the revenge out on the person who did it, and the daughter and the whoever may have loved that person have to live with that, as opposed to taking the daughter's life. But I sort of get it. Yeah, I want you to feel like how I feel in losing this child, and the only way for you to feel that is actually losing that child
and living with it.
I
heard Akuma say in one of the Street Fighters, "Death's too good for you."
Right. Yes. Yeah.
I'm not condoning murder. I would not do that. But I look at the stuff as where this is the devil's advocacy and stuff in me, where I look at the stuff as where I have my son that at 19, before he even got a chance to do like legal shit or great shit and stuff, whatever, his life was cut short.
Right.
Right? If my child had an anger management thing and stuff and we couldn't kind of hone it in, I would feel like the police could take better steps and measures.
Yeah.
Prior, with all this. It's always been said before the George Floyd moment, before the height of the Black Lives Matter movement and all the above. It's just unfortunate I lost my son to this horrific routine traffic stop.
Right. Yeah.
I would like to know for a fact that you have to show me something that is just. And if not, how am I supposed to go on to make peace? Like, I look at it stuff as where, okay, cop is acquitted and everything. Like, we don't turn to the family like, yeah, you free to go. They need therapy.
Right.
They need help to cope with the life that they lost and the results that they didn't get.
They didn't get.
Like, I look at stuff as like, if you're a coach, right? You coach a basketball team. I don't want to deviate too far.
Yeah.
Your team don't win. The coach says some things to them,
right,
to kind of pep them up, whatever. Like, hey, like,
whatever positives can be pulled from it, he tries to pull it.
Right. And some people and stuff, their attachment styles to things and stuff are a lot harder than others.
Right.
Some people can digest the fact that, like, I can't believe this cop got off. And some other people's like, I just lost my son.
Yeah.
I just lost my son. This pain and this angst that I feel, like, this is not cool.
Do you know the time difference from the time the
4 years.
is 4 years?
He just killed the daughter.
He just okay.
May 2024. Because
Yeah,
we're now in June now.
that's- Yeah, and that's where you
Oh, it's premeditated for sure.
right, and that's where you hope that he'd have got the help that he needed, like
But
you're
who,
just saying,
but who
with the family.
But that's what I'm saying, like, who would help? I'm just trying to like fill the gaps, but who was supposed to get him the help? Are you supposed to go on your own?
Just going back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
The police got off. Let's get this family therapy.
Like the courts.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's what I was saying and stuff like that. Because I was looking at it, was like, that's a tough pill to digest, to consider the fact that I just lost my child.
Right.
Because no shade and don't know like what who judged the whole court about the acquittal, but I'm looking like we'll hit some time. Was it Time to Kill? Samuel Jackson? Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah.
Black people love Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. So the Cadillac.
Yep. Lincoln. So that's what I was looking at, and he said it. He's like, yo, what happened if this was your child?
Right.
The dynamics would be changed, because if now you lost your child, the judge, you lost your child. All right, court is adjourned. They send you on. You're stuck with this trauma. You might not even get past this moment and stuff like that. Consider the fact that you, as a parent, looked at your child like, what is it? In times of happiness, children bury their parents. Time of strife and grief, parents bury their children. You have to bury your child. You have to bury your child. We know that we'll keep saying the stuff in so many words of words gone to shit. You know, have to bury your child. Be like, fuck it.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling this pain, somebody else got to feel this pain.
Yeah. And
no one to feel it but is this person.
And to me, I'm already in the cell. So what's one more cell to go sit down in?
Oh, mentally.
Yeah.
Boy, don't fit it. You better say that shit out loud. It felt like a Kanye moment just a while ago. We're all slaves in our minds. Like, what? No.
Mentally, I'm already in the cell.
So
what's one more cell to go sit down in?
That's true. Because he might just be stuck. And the differences and stuff, he's getting like past due notice, all these type of bills just coming through your mailbox.
Right.
Just extra stressors. When if you just sit in a cell and stuff, whatever, you're like, you ain't seeing that shit.
And guess what? My son got his justice.
That's why I asked, was justice served? I do not believe justice was served. However, a strong part of me and stuff does believe that this will set a new tone. Because, and I thought about it, and it's not even funny, but IDK with the Mr. Police song.
Right.
Like there's a part in the song, he's like, Mr. Police, I know where you live. You got a wife and 4 kids.
Right.
Couple mistresses and a guy on the side. You know a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just, I'm not saying IDK knows, but that's what I'm saying. Like, think about that.
Yeah.
You fucked up my world. Yeah. Let me investigate your world.
I'm gonna study.
People's worlds are not that far and too hard to find on the information age, aka the internet. Right? And now I'm looking like, you gonna get this business.
Yeah. But even with saying that, I'm thinking like, yo, it's the judge might be thankful, and I can't say might be thankful because I don't know if that's the right way to put it, that he's only targeting the cop's son. Because a situation like that, none of y'all gave me justice? Oh, all of y'all might be targets.
Mm.
And we've been in and we've heard of situations where, judges have been attacked for verdicts that they've passed down.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
So, for sure. Like, I heard, like, some old mob stuff, like, back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Like, you helped try to put some of these, like, these mafia, I forget I was saying that Cosa Nostra, but not even
Genovingi's?
No, but not even a Cosa Nostra or stuff, whatever. It was, I want to say, capos.
Right.
Certain capos and stuff, like, look at Gotti.
Yeah.
In Gotti's time and stuff, whatever, right? In John Gotti's time, it was like, yo, A lot of those judges end up really sleeping with the fishes, literally.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So-
And like you as a judge,
Here comes just doing my job.
you don't get witness protection. No, you're a public figure. And it's easy to find out public figures.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Next thing I wanted to talk about was Mike Tyson's health scare recently.
Oh, yeah.
My question to you and stuff is, would Jake Paul look like an asshole if he knocks out Mike Tyson? Because Mike Tyson said the fight can still go on.
Nah. Not to me. You know, Mike, if you know you have health problems and you're still willing to step into the ring, salute to you. You're a warrior, but you're going to get everything that you deserve. I'm sorry.
Remember, I don't know if you saw this episode. Like, you ever saw Tim, Life and Times of Tim?
Right?
The one with the bus and the old man.
I don't think I remember.
So, in this one now, you had a situation where Tim was kind of just focused like more on the road. He's on the bus.
Yeah.
Focused on the road, and the old man kind of walks up by him. So he's like, oh, snap, he sees the old man. He gets up to give the old man his seat.
Okay.
And then the old man's like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, just thought you might want the seat.
Right.
Well, you think I'm not strong enough to stand up? You think I'm too old people, man, needs to have a seat? He's like, no, I'm just trying to throw you a mulligan.
Right, yeah.
I'm trying to throw you a solid. And then old dude got angry. And then old dude challenged him to a fight. Right? I'm not saying Mike Tyson started with this, calling out Jake Paul.
Yeah.
But I mean, Jake Paul is just out here doing it. And people just feel like they have to go step up.
And that's the thing.
So
like
now if Mike steps up and Mike like has like a heart condition or something like that,
right,
popping off in the ring, and then Jake just gives him like, oh, you get, and he drops, and he's like, oh, he's really having like cardiovascular, like, distress. No one should call Jake Paul an asshole.
I ain't calling him
Not
an
one
asshole.
soul.
I'm not calling him an asshole.
Not one soul. Or say he's evil, or say, oh, obviously he's picking up on an old man, whatever. The old man agreed. We live in a world where the woke people always say, you make sure you give consent. And the other people who say like, oh, it's not a woke thing and stuff, whatever. Mike Tyson gave consent to this fight, did he not?
He gave consent to it.
So anything that happens to Mike Tyson and stuff in the process of this, whatever, everybody else needs to shut up.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
I just saw it. I was like, Mike, you still gonna fight? All right, fuck it. You can do what you want to do. Not a fan of it, but it's what we get.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Mike, you have. What do you think it is? Because Mike, you have nothing to prove to us. Is it the payday? What do you think it is? Because
what do I think it is?
Yeah,
attention.
Attention.
Money is not the root of all evil anymore. It's attention.
It's attention.
I think Mike Tyson and stuff, and yeah, they said he did a few things, I'll say bad with his money, but I want to say, I think he had his learning pitfalls,
right,
and his climb back, whatever, from his podcast business to like the weed that he's into, and obviously his show, like the Disney thing. Like, I feel like certain things he's probably done has put in a good amount of money back into his pocket.
Right, he's not in a bad position.
So he's not in it for money.
Yeah.
Right? I think, and I use I think Ernie Hudson, from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
When you saw him, I guess, like, in that black shirt, I call it epic black shirt, you're like, damn, you look good for an 82-year-old man, whatever, right? If Mike was doing it for the exercise purpose and stuff like that, or he just like focus on my body, or just he got conditioned for this fight.
Yeah.
Basically, right? You can get conditioned on your own and don't have to fight a single soul.
Right.
So he's doing it for the attention.
Right.
It's not for the money. It's not for the conditioning. It's for the attention.
Yeah.
I just hope it works well for him. It's always gonna work well for Jake Paul
Always.
because this is Jake Paul's shit.
Yeah.
now.
This is brand. This is his brand.
This is brand. It's not his bread and butter, but this is bread.
This is his brand.
This is his
Yeah.
brand, right? So I'm looking like he gonna be all right regardless.
Yeah.
I just look at his stuff as where, Mike, don't choose attention for this. Like, you don't need to do it. I don't think anybody needs to do it or stuff like that. If Jake Paul comes out and say, Smooth, you talk a lot of shit on your podcast. I want to talk shit on my podcast. I'm tired of this. Let's box.
Right.
You going in?
What's the pay to like? Because I might.
For the love of money. For the love
I might take a concussion if it elevates the pot a little bit further. Small things to a giant.
Take a concussion to boost the fame of your podcast.
You know what I mean?
I would take one too. Like, it's so weird. I let's just keep it honest. Though. Like, you look at stuff, he's like, I'm in a good position, but I can be ultra better,
right?
Down goes Frazier. And then you're like, you're there. You're like, you got your ass. You go on the podcast and be like, with the shades on and everything like this, I'm going to speak from the fight, from my perspective.
From my perspective.
You know how many followers and listeners you're going to have at that moment?
Come on.
Well, even just the prelim and the setup of everything. Because probably you're like, who the fuck is this
That's
guy?
The first thing that's going to happen. The first announcement, your numbers is tripling.
Mm-hmm. Talk to things. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree, man. I freaking agree. Absolutely. All right, man. Let's get to the question of the week. Question of the week says, work with me. I don't, want to get it too deep, but it can get deeper. Let's see how far we go with this. Question of the week says, are you where you are supposed to be?
Am I where I'm supposed to be?
Yes.
I'm going to say yes.
Why?
Because all the things that I did from when I was younger is pretty much the same thing that I'm doing now. The result, when I was younger, I probably may have thought of. I probably may have thought of maybe being further. But you know what? If I'm following this roadmap and I'm here right now with that same roadmap, I did not deviate from it, then I'm where I'm supposed to be. It may take a little bit longer now. I might have to push my time frame a little bit further back to be to where I want to be, as opposed to where I'm supposed to be. If that makes sense to you.
Okay, so we'll say. Let me break that down now. So as I said, like, I don't want to go too deep, but then it can go deep because it's a broad statement,
right?
And it can just get deeper and stuff, whatever. We'll say family, your relationships with your family members.
Okay.
Are they where they're supposed to be?
Yes.
Your relationship with your wife.
Yes.
Your kids.
Yes.
Business.
No. Yes and no. And this is why I say yes and no, because the goal that I've always had in mind was to be a music producer.
Okay.
Right? And that's still a goal, but I had no idea that I'd be a podcast producer. Or anything to do with any type of like video or film, working in that area. But guess what? The steps that I put in place to become that music producer put me in a position to be where I'm at right now as a podcast producer.
With the know-how, the education of the software.
Right.
And
right.
Equipment.
It's allowed me to be in this position that I am now. So I'm in a position where not where I want to be, because there's still more to go. But yeah, I'm a position where I should be. Like I said, I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but if that makes any sort of sense.
No, I get it. I was looking at stuff like, let's say, I guess, let's say for myself,
Right.
I think for most aspects, yes, I am where I'm supposed to be. And I think there's another few. I want to say out of 7 out of 10, yes. 3, no. Like I want to say, I kind of thought I would have jumped into something deeper within I guess the medical field for
Okay.
myself.
Yeah.
But the world has changed so much within the medical landscape that I've been in
Yeah.
that it's, I don't say it's not entertaining or fun, but I want to say it's a different entity
Right.
where, like, I want to say I like you. A lot of things has changed. Let's say this.
Or would you say it's no longer appealing?
No, but I want to say the landscape and stuff will kind of make it seem like it's not appealing, but things have changed and shifted. Like I want to say, let's say this from the pharmacy side.
Yeah.
I'll explain this. When doctors, we're not having a high graduation rate of doctors.
Okay.
Within Ontario.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
The graduation rates for doctors and stuff are now slowing down.
Right.
They realize that. So now other I guess like sought out medical professionals and stuff from like registered like from the top.
Right.
Some of the doctor's responsibilities are going down to them.
Okay.
And some of, let's say, the pharmacist jobs are now going down to the techs.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like it has this kind of like a tsunami roll effect.
Right.
Within the worlds and stuff from one main thing.
Yeah.
As I say, like when you talk about the graduation rate, I was like, kind of. So that's what I was thinking about this.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we were talking about the graduation rate for like China and stuff. And I was like, you know, if certain things was kind of lined up properly, maybe the world would be a better place, like for certain things. And the landscape changed where, because they opened up so many things before, you could not get shit like Cialis and Viagra so damn easy.
Right.
In Canada without like a physician and a pharmacist to verify.
Right.
Now you can order shit online, not even see neither one.
Yeah.
Right? So I look at it stuff as like the landscape has been changing. So I'm like, I had different visions and stuff for certain things and stuff before, but I've adjusted and I adapted. So I looked at it stuff as where I'm okay, but I look at where there's aspects we just have to be honest and real with each other and stuff, but like with yourselves. They're like, no, this is not what I envisioned. This is not what I kind of planned for. Because if certain things went the other way, it would have been so different, better, a different world, different landscape and everything like that, whatever. But it didn't. So you just adapted.
You adapted, yeah. When you say that, it reminds me of a time where I remember just finishing high school and going off to like just getting into the college and not kind of having a total idea of what it is I wanted to do. And I know I always wanted to be in the music field. I always know that I wanted to do music production.
Right.
But I always thought of if I didn't get to that specific goal, I would be happy as a record shop owner.
Okay.
Right. So I told my mom, like, yo, she was like, what is it I want to do? So I said, well, far off the plans, like it would be to be a successful producer in the music business. But I'll be happy if I'm just like a record store owner. And, she was convinced, she's the one that convinced me to say, have something on the side. Right. So
a woman?
No, wow. She didn't convince me that way.
Okay.
Have something on the side. So
Entree?
always had,
I'm fucking with you. Go ahead.
I always loved computers. Were always my second passion, right? So I said, okay, you know what? I'll take a course involving in like the technical side of computers, right? Not really the software programming side, but more of the hardware, putting the hardware stuff together.
How old were you then?
I was probably, I want to say maybe 20 going to 21.
Okay. Now, at that time, I want to say, was things like, I guess, Fruity Loops, Reason, the propeller head kind of softwares and stuff out at that time, or no?
It was out at that time, but at that aspect of software, I was still more mainly a hardware guy, making music with hardware. So even though
Like bass drums and
drum machines, actual keyboards that actual
Okay.
produce the actual sound, nothing software, right? I was more still on that side of the fence
Mhm.
as opposed to the software era. But I know I had love for the computer stuff.
Oh, without a doubt.
Right.
But then I look at it stuff as where your passion is music, and you did your plan B or your backup plan or something on the side. Sorry, what your
Something
mom
on the
said.
side, yeah.
Something on the side wasn't potato salad. It was computers.
It was computers.
And now those worlds, music and computers, and computer has merged
And
drastically moving forward many decades later.
So that's what I was about to say. Like the fact that, I did that without even knowing, without even seeing how deep the merge was gonna go,
Mhm.
right? Kind of saved me, kind of saved myself, because where are record shops today?
Play the record, I think is the survival. And play the record.
They sell a multitude of things. I don't think like selling the records is the bulk of the thing. Like Sunrise, just like Sunrise. Like Sunrise is posters, T-shirts, a lot of toys and things of that nature. Music might be like fourth or fifth down the line of what the products that they sell.
So okay, I'll say this. I'll ask you this. Play the record was on Young Street at the time, was it not?
Yeah.
And when it was on Young Street, do you believe that that facility was so much more bigger compared to the new location on Spadina?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Spadina.
Spadina. Yeah.
And goes to show you what stuff. Most of that stuff that was there was more the records.
Was records.
And now the new location is less records and more equipment and more extra,
Right.
The nuances to that.
Right.
Yes. I see what you're talking about. I look at it as where the world is constantly changing. Change is gonna come. The adapting to it, where if something comes up, like I've heard somebody say this before, I didn't really like it, but they said like they passed up their dream job.
Okay.
For, I guess, the family life.
Okay.
When the person said that, they were like, the person said it like in a way like that I'm sacrificing like the dream job I'm supposed to go to do this family thing and stuff, whatever, right? So I'm like, I hope you have minimum regret, or you should choose what you really want.
Yeah.
Because a person like that saying a statement like that, I don't think they feel like they are where they're supposed to be.
Right.
School is still in session, fuckers.
Still in session.
All right. Let's get to the Ask the Sons.
All right. Let's get to these questions they throw the Sun's ways.
First Ask the Son comes from Abby0987. I'm assuming she says, so you can choose one.
Okay.
5 times hotter, 5
Okay.
times more attractive,
Mhm.
5 times smarter,
Right.
5 times richer. You go first.
5 times smarter.
Talk about it.
Yeah, I think 5 times smarter will enable me to do things to maybe make myself 3 times richer, right? And me being 3 times richer might make me 2 more times attractive. Sun's math.
Butterfly in the sky. Yeah, I think I can agree to the smarter thing, but I just feel like for some odd reason let me say this. I feel like the smarter I get personally within myself, I feel like I don't say isolation, but like the sage shit we always talking about, whatever. It's kind of like you know when you want to be around.
You don't want to be around the peons.
The peons.
The peons. It's the peons.
I would say dummies
The
because
dummies.
like R.I.P. George Carlin, because like soft language is like no one's stupid anymore. It's just they have a learning disability. It'd be like I don't know where the fuck you learning your shit from, whatever, right? But I do feel like a lot of times, I think when you have the know-how and the smarts, money is not hard to get.
Yeah.
So I would take the smarter route.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, what looks like this.
you don't need no 5 times extra. You're good. Kavorka? Kavorka?
If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
Next question comes from Redspikedog. What sucked as a child but is awesome as an adult? Talk to me.
I want to say vacationing.
Vacation sucked when you were little?
Yeah, because
you were old enough to drink?
That, right? And when I went on family vacations, it was rarely anyone my age to hang out with them or mix and mingle with.
Oh, so now when you go on family vacations and stuff, there's like some other people like from your neck of the woods, possibly.
Right.
Or some older folks.
Older folks, you're going out with people now, and you have a lot more to do, like drinking, like partying, you know what I mean? Something more, a lot more social, a lot more social stuff.
Mushrooms.
A lot more social stuff.
Yeah, that's wild. Though. You go party with a group. Hey, good thing we just met you.
Shrooms?
Could you imagine? I had a neighbor.
Right.
I don't know his name.
You don't know his name?
I don't know his name, but it was I always greet people.
Yeah. I
greet people, you good? How's your day? All right. I'm going to my apartment. You go to your apartment. Deuces. The man came knocking and stuff one day. He's like, who is it? He's like, it's the neighbor from such and such number. So I was like, okay. Open the door halfway. Like, what's up? He's like, you want to go to a rave?
Random much? Damn.
I never said this is the type of music I listen to. I didn't say this is the zone I kick it in. No such regards.
Nothing.
I was looking like, you had a long day.
I'm going to pass on this one.
The man's like, all right, cool. I'm like, impossible. It can't be him again.
Can't be him.
I looked through the peephole.
Is it?
I'm like, this nigga.
Is it?
He's an Asian guy.
Right.
He was an Asian guy. So I opened up the door. I'm like, what's up? He's like, yo, you want an X? On a stack of Bibles?
I mean, since you don't want to come to the rave, I'll bring the rave to you.
Is that what he meant? Yo, boss. I was shooketh. I was like, I'll take it. And he's like, take half. It's powerful stuff. It's like, okay. I hope he doesn't, try anything else. Because I'm like, maybe he probably might think, I don't know. Like, I'm on high alert now. So I'm looking maybe if it wasn't that. It was probably like a sleep aid. I'm knocked out. And they try to break into my apartment.
Right,
I was like, put that bitch right there. I'm like, now I can't go to fucking sleep anymore.
Any knock on the door becomes suspect at this point.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I'd probably turn off all the lights. Go the fuck away. I'm sleeping. For me, what sucked as a child, but is awesome as an adult. Sleeping!
Sleeping? Yeah.
Sleeping. I was a heavy gamer when I was younger. I spent hours in both discs of Metal Gear Solid. The 3 disc of Final Fantasy like 7. No.
It was not a thing when you were a child.
Game all night. Sleep no way. Yo. Yeah, sleeping was definitely, it sucked as a kid. Much as I think Jamaican people and stuff guy in bed. I mean, like, stop sending me to bed. I don't want to go to sleep.
In midday.
Send me to bed now. I'm giving you a deuces, and I'm telling you, don't call me. Phone's on.
You ain't even got to send me. I'm telling you.
Say less.
Listen, man, I'm going to go have a nap.
Yeah, sleeping is one of those things and stuff, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me. Okay. We're on the last one.
What's this?
The last question of the week comes from NavyBabySeal. I like that name. What is something you admire about women? Lava showers. Dear women.
Lava showers?
Dear women. Is this my camera?
Yeah, that's your camera.
Hi, Queen. How are you doing? I love you and support you, no matter where you are. My species as men, our temperatures are a little bit different than you guys.
Just a little bit different.
You guys take scalding showers. Like, I don't know if you're trying to wash off the sins off your bodies or something like that. I don't know. I can't be romantic with you all. And it's not even like just saying one particular woman. It's several women.
Yeah.
Then like in the past and stuff, I was like, maybe this other woman just takes piping hot showers and stuff like. Maybe the other one might, maybe I need to find a woman that doesn't take so hot showers that maybe we can, have a little hump action in the shower. Right.
Right.
No.
No.
You guys do not. I admire that about you guys, that you guys are part X-Men. I don't know if you guys have
X-Men.
Logan in you, like the Wolverine, and just heal and burn at the same damn time. I don't know if...
I think it's more of a storm action, and they use the weather to lower their inner temperature. So it's
X-Men. They're still X-Men.
Yeah,
They're still an X-Men. I don't know what superpower you have, but I admire you women and stuff in totality for that. I think that and go be great. I'll stop there. I'll stop there.
I will say the ability to take pain. And the reason why I say that is because watching child labor, I often thank God that I'm a man because I don't know I could endure such a thing for such a long time. And you always hear other women tell women, honey, if you can't handle childbirth, this is a piece of cake. And I've been thinking, yeah, because they go from like, what, that 1 centimeter dilation to like 10? And some of them don't get to that 10 and still got to force that baby out?
Yeah, you women, what you guys do with that vagina is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Okay. Now, there's some women who opt out.
Yes, some women opt out. Some
women opt out.
Yeah.
Do you still admire those women that opt out of not being a mom and not going through the rigmarole?
Yeah. I'll still side with them. You know what I mean?
How? Let's hear this hypocritical way.
I think the pain tolerance. I think it's still there. I think the opting out. I don't think it necessarily has to deal with not wanting to go through the pain.
But I can admire somebody who didn't want to play the sport.
Now you see, if you had to take an epidural for the pain, then then I probably wouldn't side with you.
Oh, so you like the organic Mother Nature? I got this.
If you thugging it up, because that shit, it just again. Thank God that I'm a man because I don't want to go through that pain, brother.
So you just segregated the women and stuff for who take epidurals or not epidurals?
Listen.
So you don't admire the epidural women?
I don't admire their strength. Y'all still good, but y'all are not. You're not powerful.
You're not powerful.
You're not powerful.
Mansplaining at its finest, ladies.
If you're powerful, you wouldn't have taken the epidural.
Mansplaining at its finest. Typical man.
I not just thank God for being a man.
Yeah.
I started with that, Marv.
Ooh, you know what? I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it and stuff because, like I said, let's say this. What do you say about the guys who are into the
Having women kick them in the nuts?
Yeah, the BDSM, the sadist type of world, whatever.
Yeah.
Like they're not the masochists, they're the sadists. They're getting everything kind of done to them.
Right.
You think that threshold of pain is kind of high? I seen that chick with the damn Astro Boy boots and stuff, whatever, have a field day on a guy's nuts.
Yeah.
You don't think his threshold is high?
I just think he's crazy.
Okay, all right.
The level of craziness surpasses everything else.
Well, what if he's perfectly sane? What if he's like, he helped create a new form of like the Lizzo, the Ozempic pill, the Ozempic injection.
Well, he got iron nuts.
Iron nuts.
He got iron nuts.
It's like a kung fu movie.
Listen, because that's the first thing that popped into my mind. I remember watching this old Shaolin movie.
I think I saw that
movie. When we had the body and the marbles, and he's like, the dude's pressure points would move.
No.
So one day he was like, so certain time of the day, his pressure points would move, right? So this dude had like this golden statue, and in the golden statue had like these marbles. So then he would attack, and the marbles would move. So depending on the type of the day, wherever the marbles move, he's like, okay, that's the weak point. So he goes, figures out, okay, move to dude's nuts, right? So he's like, I got him, right? So he goes to fight him and stuff like that. So he goes fighting, goes all the attacks, tries to hit him on the shoulder, no penetration, no penetration. Sees like the sun, high noon, ding, 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 ding. Goes to kick dude in the nuts, dude just like,
That's.
He's like, I moved my pressure points.
With the mouth movement, I moved my pressure points.
I moved my pressure points. It's no longer in my nuts. I knew.
And
this iron nuts.
I saw one, I can't remember where like, it was like, the old school, and when that's going on, the guy goes to go kick the old dude and stuff in his nuts, and it's like, he blocked it and he just like moved it with his, like, he did like a hip shimmy that I wasn't fond of. But I'm looking like, does that mean like his nuts and he shook off the impact? Like it was like,
so that's nothing.
Like,
that's nothing.
Yeah.
That's nothing to iron nuts.
Would you want a kung fu name like that?
Bro, that's gangster.
Is it really?
Iron nuts?
No woman you teabag could be safe.
You got balls of steel, bro.
Oh, sorry. Iron nuts. Yo, the name of this episode's called Iron Nuts. Because people like, what? What are they talking about? Trump? Oh, that's messed up. The cops losing his daughter's life and everything. Iron nuts.
Iron nuts.
Where's the correlation? Until you get to the end.
Until you get to the end.
You'll realize why it's iron nuts. I'm done.
You done? You ready?
Yeah.
We can rap? We can rap.
Yeah, let's go with Associated Sons. And then we'll slide out of here.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to trademark that.
What, iron nuts?
Iron nuts.
From the creators of Crouching Tiger and Flying House of Daggers comes another epic tale. Not Your Average is Iron Nuts.
And it was like two metal balls.
You should have like Tribe Called Quest playing. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. So say those sons, I'm getting out of here. You're a dangerous guy to be around. So say the sons this week says, your strength grows out of your struggles.
I thought you were gonna say out of your nuts. I was gonna say, now that's nuts.
It was a perfect one to end this.
It is.
This is a gift that keeps on giving.
It is.
This is a babushka doll right here.
Right now. Right here and now.
Right here and now. Shout out to Baby Seal. You don't know what you created.
We
You do
got
not-
the episode name because of you.
Yo. Okay, we are officially wrapped now.
All right.
Once again, thank you for listening to Iron Nuts. Sorry,
Wait. Did I hear the whole of the Soul Sisters Sons?
Oh, so the breakdown. It's running me off.
All right.
All right. Your strength goes out of your struggles. So say the
Soul
sons.
Sisters Sons.
I feel like a lot of people and stuff forget that in those learning lessons and those moments and stuff where, like, you know, in order for flowers to grow, it has to rain. Right. So I look at it stuff as where you're doing your push-ups. You might not be able to do 50 push-ups and stuff from the time. However, you're building up your endurance to kind of get to that level. People think you could be an instant millionaire and stuff, whatever, when you have not even like maybe $10 to your name. What are you gonna do with the $10? Start small and work your way up.
Right.
I think a lot of times, especially with the money aspect, remember those scammers that were saying like you give us $100, we give you like $10,000 or $1,000 and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so do it 10. They couldn't do it with 10. It was a scam, right?
Yeah.
But I look at it stuff as like, if it's the way you claim and stuff, whatever, just turn over the 10 instead of like, let's say 100 gets you 1,000.
Yeah.
Well, then 10 should give me 100.
Should give me 100.
Why? Like, no, it's a scam.
Right.
But in actual, in real world, whatever, eventually you can go from doing 1 push-up to 10 push-ups. And from 10 push-ups, you could probably do different sets and reps to work your way up to doing 100 push-ups.
Yeah.
So say the sons.
Soul Sisters Sons.
Now let's leave this Iron Nuts clan. That's your ending theme? Thank you for listening to the... Go ahead, do it. Thank you for listening to the Podical Sons and Iron Nuts episode. Remember the difference between...
That's the hidden Iron Nuts.
This is so hard. No Diddy. No doubt. Thank you for listening to Podical Sons. Remember the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has limits. Peace and love, y'all.
Peace and love.
He kept going. Yo, this guy.
The Podical Sons with Not Your Average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.